Hello, it's Mr. Muller for lesson 7-3, area of shapes. So we're pretty much going to be going over all of our area shapes, and then we're going to be finding the area of some not so common shapes. So just to review, the area of a rectangle is length times width, area of a square is length times width, or you can just say the side squared. Area of a parallelogram is base times height, which is same thing as length times width. Triangle is 1/2 base times height, or base times height divided by 2. Trapezoid, remember we're adding our two lengths, so the top and the bottom, times our height, and then divided by 2. And then our circle, like we just did, is pi r squared. So we're going to be finding some area of shapes that look like this. Some of you might do it differently than me, that's fine. But no matter what, we should end up with the same answer. So something like this shape, Mr. Molo sees right away that there is a rectangle and a triangle right there. If somebody sees something else, that's perfectly fine, as long as we end up getting the same answer. So I would divide this into really two shapes. Let's break it down. And then I would draw it where it gets divided up into two shapes. So here's my original shape, 3 on top, 7 on the side, 9 on the bottom, and 9 as my hypotenuse over there. Well, if I know that this top part is 3 and this is a rectangle, well, that means I know this bottom side is 3. If I know this left side was 7, well, then I know the height of that triangle is also going to be 7. This bottom part was 9, but I know this rectangle over here was 3. This one's going to end up being 9 minus 3, which is going to be 6. So now that I have all my measurements down, I'm just going to break it down between my two shapes. So here's my two shapes now, 7 by 3 rectangle and a 6, 7, 9 triangle. So to find my 7 by 3 rectangle, remember my formula is going to be length times width. My problem is going to end up being 7 times 3, which makes my answer 21 feet squared. Triangle, remember my formula is 1/2 base times height. My problem is going to be 6 times 7 divided by 2, which is still going to give me 21 feet squared. Now if I want to find the area, I have 21 feet from the rectangle and 21 feet from the triangle. So that means my total area will be 42 feet squared. Alright, same thing with this purple shape over here. Again, I see two rectangles. So I see, I can divide it up pretty much right here. I have a rectangle on top and a rectangle on bottom. There's my two different rectangles. One is a 6 by 3 and one ends up being a 4 by 10. So my 6 by 3, the rectangle, so I don't go on anymore. My formula is still going to be length times width or base times height. So 6 times 3, which makes my area of that rectangle 18. For the next one, I have a 4 by 10, which means I'm still doing length times width. Still multiplying 4 by 10, which gives me an area of 40. That means for my final answer, I have 18 in the top one, 40 in the bottom one, which means my total area is going to be 58 feet squared. Some of them might look a little different. They might be a little more complex. I might have some more triangles or some circles in there, or even trickier, some half circles. But as long as you know the areas for each of the individual shapes and can divide it up,